Let's check our work from the previous video. So let's say instead I want to find the present value of something. So present value calculations. Suppose I have a future value of 1100. Again, I have years of 1 and the same interest rate of 10%. So in other words, I know I'm going to get $1,100 in a year from now, and suppose my opportunity cost of that money is 10%. So I want to know how much that money is worth to me today, or if I were going to pay for an investment like this, what should the price of that be? How much should it be worth? So we use the present value function. It's PV. The rate is 10%, E4, comma, number of periods again is 1. There is no payment because this is something that happens every period. This future value is only going to happen once. It's a comma, future value, and I don't need to put in 0, but you can if you want for end of period. And you can see that we do indeed get the same answer as we did before, so those two are similar. And I'll put a minus in front of that to get rid of the negative. Notice that the negatives will come about. That's part of Excel's and calculators cash flow convention, meaning that in order to receive funds, we're just tracking how the cash flows. So does it go in or out? So the negative answer is a result of you saying that, well, in order to get 1100 a year from now at 10%, this present value, you would be willing to pay 1,000. That's why that negative was there earlier. In the previous video, we had negative 1100 and we changed that, but this was saying that you would receive 1,000, and then if you were paying that money back a year from now at 10% interest, that money you'd have to pay back would total up to be 1,100. So if you see negatives, it's just tracking how the cash flows. And note that'll be important in future problems. So if money leaves your hand, typically you put a minus sign in front of it. And if money is coming in, you do not put a minus sign, you put a positive sign. It all depends on the perspective of the investor, the loaner, the borrower, etc.